Our adventure begins when our Cessna Grand Caravan touched down on a remote, dusty airstrip in northern Kruger National Park in South Africa. Our bags were unloaded and soon we were headed to Purfury Camp, where we would call home for the next 3 days. Purfury Camp, with its huge deck area, sits on the northern bank of the Luvuhu River. The elevated platforms and walkways allow easy access for wildlife to get to and from the river. Huge ebony and inyala trees provide the much-needed shade, keeping the lodge cool and comfortable, even in the noonday sun. After a brief orientation, it was off to our private cabin. Our cabin was clean, spacious, and well appointed. The large private front deck provided ample views of the river, great for viewing wildlife. The double basin sink and the indoor-outdoor showers provided just a touch of luxury. All in all, a great place to relax after a full day of exciting game drives.
Are you done?
A 6 a.m. wake-up call, an absolute knockout breakfast bar by 6:30, and by 7 we were ready to roll. Our safari vehicle had no roof or windscreen to protect us from the early morning chill, but still we knew that after sunrise this area would be teeming with wildlife. Our driver guide, Martin Haynes, was incredibly knowledgeable about this environment and its wildlife. We watched, we listened, and we learned.
South African term for these is a shongololo.
Is it alive?
No, this is dead.
It's a millipede.
It's a millipede, but it's basically nickname, or what we call them in South Africa, shongololos.
Pretty name.
I wonder if they play dead.
No.
Ours play dead.
They don't play dead, they basically form up into a circle, a solid circle, and will just lie there. But this one is dead. It's all the knobs that are ground into a powder, then mixed up with different substances and all the rest of it. And then you use those substances, and you wouldn't like to know how to use them, but they're then used for, you put them in eye infections, an aphrodisiac. They produce a little seed about so big. You can take those seeds, and if you eat the seeds, it gives you hallucinations.
Yeah.
The problem is if you take too many of them, you can kill yourself, and very quickly. It's literally you take one too many and it will kill you.
Like
Fresh buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay, we need.
See how much finer it is ground down? Different type of stomachs, eh? See two, that's a 1 foot print, that's the rear foot. This is the front foot here.
Wow.
You can see there's two things. If an animal's running, this one here was walking quicker than a normal stroll. Quite simply because the second print was in front of the first print. That was the first print there, that's the second print there.
It was clear that Martin's intimate knowledge comes from a profound love of the land and the wildlife. We learned a lot. In the Greek islands, it's traditional for people to gather on the west side of the island to watch the sunset over drinks. On this day, we found ourselves here in Africa enjoying our sundowner in a dry riverbed called Crook's Corner, just yards away from a relaxing crocodile.
Now South Africa is on the right hand side of the river, about until roughly the bend. And then just past that is Mozambique. Mozambique extends across the river and off into a direction as well, both north and south from there. Zimbabwe straight across on our left. That's all Zimbabwe. Now it's the three countries meet here, and the reason it's called Crook's Corner is it used to be used as quite a thoroughfare for a bunch of crooks, mainly in the ivory trade. They used to shoot an elephant in South Africa, take the horn or the tusks across into Mozambique and into Zimbabwe and then sell it. Or vice versa, they used to kill the animals that were there and then bring it into South Africa and sell it here. But as soon as they went across, they basically said, sorry guys, from the police on the other side, you can't touch us, we're in a different country. And this is the meeting point between the three countries up top here.
Searching for wildlife takes on an added dimension when done at night. Guides use a powerful spotlight, or torch as it's sometimes called, plugged into the vehicle's cigarette lighter. They scan left and right just off the main road. They are looking for eye shine, light reflected from the retinas of animals as they keep an eye on us. A red filter is then attached to prevent temporary blindness as the animal goes about hunting its prey, or to keep the animal from becoming exposed to potential predators. On this night, we were lucky. We watched in awe as a beautiful leopard sat preening herself. She then rose and casually walked away, seemingly oblivious to our two safari vehicles in close proximity. Truly an awesome experience.
Guys, enjoy.
The combination of early morning, late afternoon, and evening game drives with a few hours of break in between made for long and sometimes exhausting days, but an expert guide can make all the difference in the world. Martin kept our interest piqued and our curiosity alive. Martin's encyclopedic knowledge and concern for his environment and its wildlife were nothing short of amazing. Whether it was giving us the lowdown on the mapani tree with its butterfly-looking leaves, or maneuvering our safari vehicle around a fallen tree trunk, courtesy of the local elephant population. Or keeping us out of harm's way.
Greg, I wouldn't get too close to that fan.
It was all in a day's work. And we can't forget Porphyry Lodge, providing excellent food and hospitality in a pristine environment. But the real stars of this adventure are the animals themselves, allowing us to observe their daily routine unencumbered by human intervention. This is their land, we are their guests, and we must act accordingly. The good people at Porphyry Lodge and our expert driver guides Martin and Dan have made this experience one of the best. And so we find ourselves back at that same remote dusty airstrip, loading our bags into that same Cessna Grand Caravan and saying our goodbyes.
And enjoy the rest of your trip.
Sad to leave, but eager to move on to our next camp and more wildlife. Part 2 of our great African adventure.